Hello, hello. It's business partner, B1 Plus. Unit 4, Business Strategy. Lesson 4.4, Part A, is about business skills, problem-solving meeting. Have you ever been to a meeting like this, a problem-solving meeting? There was something that happened, you have a problem, and then you have to solve it. But how? Who? When? Why? So, in a meeting like this, you look for answers for these questions. If you haven't been to a meeting like that, how do you think it happens? Do you think that there's finger pointing or pointing fingers to the people that created the problems? Do you think this is positive? Is this healthy for the relationships of the group? Is this good for the group for solving problems? Is it? Well, you tell me. But look at this lesson outcome. Learners are aware of techniques to use in problem-solving meetings and can use a range of phrases for leading and participating in meetings. Very good lesson with very good language to learn, and I hope we grow in business skills as well, because problems happen and solving problems help us to take the track of our strategy to grow in business, to be healthy in business, and so on. So we have here to start 6 tips for leading effective problem-solving meetings. In 1, we have to work in pairs and read the tips below. These ones, 6. Decide which of the 2 ideas in each pair, 2, 2, 2, is more important. Then decide which 2 are the most important overall. So the tips are here. We should begin the meeting, discuss with creativity, and end with commitment. The first tip is build positive energy at the beginning. For example, or example given, ask one person to briefly talk about a recent success. Number 2, explain what the problem is in a few words. Make clear what will happen if it's not solved. This focuses people on the need to find solutions urgently. Which is more important, the beginning or this direction? Discuss with creativity. Number 3, ask for new and creative ideas. Number 4, give positive feedback on all ideas. This can support creative thinking, which is more important. And 5 and 6 are on the topic of ending with commitment. Make sure the final decision is agreed and understood by everyone. And 6, take time to confirm who will do what and by when. This builds commitment and makes sure things are done. Which is the most important, and take the one in each category and try to find the 2 that are more important than the others. Be careful with this, because these all are good tips. I believe that you also liked all of them, but some are more important than others. In exercise 2, we are going to listen to Roel Jensen, who works as head of sales for a furniture company in the Netherlands. He has called a meeting with his sales team to discuss an urgent problem. Answer these questions. After listening, we are going to be able to answer these questions. What is the problem? What could happen if the problem is not solved? and then which 3 possible solutions are suggested by team members. Well, I'm going to play and we'll be able to answer these questions. Pay attention.
Unit 4, Recording 4.
Okay, let's get started. Good morning, everyone. Great to see you all here today. Now, what I want to look at today is a problem. A nice problem in a way, but a problem. The fact that we are now getting a lot of telephone and email inquiries from new countries. Belgium and France, and Germany, of course, but also the Czech Republic, Poland and Hungary. I think the new website is helping. It's very attractive and it's generating traffic. But it is creating a problem.
Can you explain again what the problem is, exactly? New customers, that isn't a problem, is it?
No, the problem is that in many of the emails that people are sending, particularly, but also some phone calls, people are not using English. And we don't have the skills in-house to deal with customer inquiries in Polish and Czech, etc.
Okay, so the real problem is a lack of language competence here in the company, which we need to solve or we will lose potential customers. I guess that's the point.
Exactly. So I wanted to take a few minutes of your time to discuss this. Any ideas?
Would it be possible to train our people here to use different languages? It's a cost, but it's a solution.
Okay. Intensive training could be a solution. I'll note that down. Thanks. What else can we do? Bibi?
How about using a call center service for different languages? People who call us, they can choose the language they work with, and we contact a call center to handle first contacts, and then they contact our sales staff.
That sounds like a possible solution.
Okay, but I'm not sure how that would work. If we do that, it will just increase our costs.
Let's just stick with ideas for the moment. So, Annette, anything to add?
Maybe we recruit some people with the languages we need.
I think that's a nice idea. Simple and doable. I don't know the cost, but I like the fact that we might be able to do it relatively quickly.
All right, so based on this listening, we could answer what the problem is, what could happen if the problem is not solved, and which 3 possible solutions are suggested by team members. They have a situation here, right? And we are going to discuss, we are going to talk about them. This was part A. And in part B, listen to the end of the meeting, and we have these 3 other questions. What is the decision? Who has to do what? And by when? And when will the problem be solved? The interesting thing is that these are related to the tips in the beginning. Let's listen to the end of the meeting.
Unit 4, Recording 5.
So, are there any more ideas? No? Well, I think recruitment is the best option.
Why do you think recruitment is the solution?
Well, we are looking for new salespeople anyway. At least 2. And so, it's a very easy thing to just add languages to the profile required.
I'm not sure that it's the best solution. I prefer training.
Bibi, just building on Roel's idea, I think it's easier to hire someone than train them in language skills. For our staff to learn Czech or Hungarian, it would take a very long time. Years.
You may be right.
Okay. Then I think we need to look at recruitment as the quick solution. Agreed?
Okay, I can live with this.
Yes.
Agreed.
Shall I take this on, or do any of you have time to do this? Annette, you normally handle people topics.
Do you want me to do that? I'm happy to take it on.
Great. So, if you could get a job description done by the end of this week for us to discuss, then we can advertise next week, maybe hire by the end of the month. Problem solved in, what, 3 weeks?
If you need any help with this, just ask, Annette. It's quite a lot of work.
Great, thanks.
Great. That's what I love about you guys. Such a great team.
Did you notice what the decision was? Who's doing the things and what they have to do and by when and when the problem will be solved? You get? I hope so. But how many of the 6 tips in exercise 1, these one, were used by Role's team during their meeting? How many? You get? There are many things that they did. And how effective do you think the discussion was? And why? If you have any trouble, you can go back and listen to that again. I really liked the discussion. For example, all the team members are engaged at the beginning and through the meeting. They all talk. This is very positive. They work hard to define the problem and so on. Look what the problem is in a few words. And can you talk about the other 5 tips? Do they talk about all of them? And okay. Well, after that we have this pronunciation exercise. It's on page 4 of the pronunciation bank. You have the file, don't you? You have the book, so you have that. Let me open here. Lesson 4.4, intonation in OK. That's what we are going to do. Pronunciation bank, intonation in OK. Because in different situations we have different intonation. Like here we have 4 situations. Getting people's attention, asking someone to agree with you, showing you understand and agree, and showing you understand but don't necessarily agree. So the intonation of OK is never completely predictable, but there are typical patterns. And listen to 4 extracts from a meeting and match them with the uses below. Okay. So the first, the second, and so on. Let me play, okay? It's very nice that okay is very different. Let's go to the beach. Okay. Can you wash the dishes? Okay. You have different intonation, right? Okay, let me open the file, the audio, where is it? Oh, audio, station, oops, I think this is the one.
Unit 4, Pronunciation, Recording 2. 1.
Okay, let's get started. Good morning, everyone.
2.
All right, so what use was that? Getting people's attention, asking someone to agree with you. Was it showing you understand and agree, showing you understand but don't necessarily agree? It was getting people's attention, right? 2.
How about using a call center service for different languages? People who call us, They can choose the language they work with, and we contract a call center to handle first contacts, and then they contact our sales staff.
That sounds like a possible solution.
Okay, but I'm not sure how that would work. If we do that, it will just increase our costs.
Okay, but... Do you agree if you say, okay, but... Do you? I don't think you do. Showing you understand but don't necessarily agree is number 2, right? 3.
3.
BB, just building on what Rolf said, I think it's easier to hire someone than train them in language skills. For our staff to learn Czech or Hungarian, it would take a very long time. Years.
You may be right.
Okay, then I think we need to look at recruitment as the quick solution.
Right? Okay, showing you understand, agree, right?
4.
I'll send Stephanie over to Tokyo for a couple of weeks, okay?
Okay? Asking someone to agree with you. You're enjoying the classroom and the class, okay? Yes, I hope so. You have already liked the video, okay? I can expect you to like the video, okay? Press the button showing that you like the video. Please do that, okay? Asking someone to agree with you. Yes, okay, I will. Press the button. Follow the channel. All right. Well, this is it. But now, after that, in the live lesson, we'll work with a pattern and practice the extracts and intonation pattern. Okay, let's get started. Good morning, everyone. It's an energetic, okay, right? Look at 2. We contract. Oh, let me play again, then you can follow.
Unit 4. Pronunciation. Recording 2. 1.
Okay, let's get started. Good morning, everyone.
You see, energetic, calling attention.
2.
How about using a call center service for different languages? People who call us, they can choose the language they work with, and we contract a call center to handle first contacts, and then they contact our sales staff.
That sounds like a possible solution.
Okay, but I'm not sure how that would work.
You were saying okay because you understood, not because you agree, right?
If we do that, it will just increase our costs.
3.
BB, just building on what Rolf said, I think it's easier to hire someone than train them in language skills. For our staff to learn Czech or Hungarian, it would take a very long time. Years.
You may be right.
Okay, then I think we need to look at recruitment as the quick solution.
Right? So you say okay, and you go on that line of thinking. So you agree, you understand, and you agree, and you do something accordingly.
4.
I'll send Stephanie over to Tokyo for a couple of weeks, okay?
Okay? You agree with that? You accept that? Right? Very nice. Because we are now using okay in different, for different uses. Very nice. But after that, we have the functional language, leading and participating in problem-solving meetings. Look at these phrases used by Ro and Peter to lead the meeting. Match each phrase A to F with one of the tips in exercise 1. That exercise 1, these tips here. We have the phrases like, I think that's a nice idea. Simple and doable, something that you can do. I'm not going to give you the answers. You have the tips here. But look, for number one, for letter A, it would be tip number 4, right? You give a positive feedback on all ideas. This can support creative thinking. I think that's a nice idea. See? So, why don't you take a print and compare these questions with those sentences? Shall I take these on, or do any of you have time to do this? Do you know that idea of having too many caciques and few Indians? Muito cacique para pouco índio. Well, someone has to take the lead on projects, right? C, great to see you all here today. It sounds like the beginning of a meeting, right? Okay, then I think we need to look at recruitment as the quick solution. Agreed? So easy. If you just go back and see the tips, you will match these sentences with the tips. E, what else can we do? And finally, the real problem is a lack of language competence here in the company, which we need to solve or we will lose potential customers. Hey, come on, do you know anybody who speaks Czech, Hungarian, Polish? Not easy, right, to find someone like that. So we have to deal with the problem and solve the problem. They found the solution, they're going for it, but they follow the tips for effective problem solving meeting. Did that, and we are learning how to use the strategies and growing as people and as workers. Now, what do we have to do? We have here clarifying the problem, suggesting a solution, building on others' ideas, agreeing, disagreeing, offering to help. Building on others' ideas means not that you are robbing the idea, no. Someone gives an idea and you bring extra ideas connected to that. So a good idea becomes a great idea, something like that. Yes? So you have 2 situations for these 3 topics and 1 for each of these here. Just building on, look at these sentences 1 to 9. Match the sentences with these categories for participating in problem-solving meetings. What happened? Crazy. Came back. All right, so just building on Rose's idea, I think it's easier to hire someone than train them. Look, building on Rose's idea, someone had an idea and I'm working on that. Don't you think that it's letter C? It is, right? And the others, I'm not going to give you all the answers, so pay attention, you can pause, you can do it. Let's read together. Easy. Would it be possible to train our people here to use different languages? Oh, that's a wonderful idea. Learning languages is great, but it takes time, don't you agree? So, if we do that, it will just increase our costs. What do you think? Can you explain again what the problem is exactly? So here you are clarifying the problem on building on others' ideas. 5. To pick up on what Rose said, why don't we hire people with the right skills? What do you think? Is it suggesting a solution or building on others' ideas? or another one? What do you think? 6. Why do you think this is such a problem? Oh, all right. All right. Is this clarifying the problem or disagreeing? 7. I think that makes a lot of sense. Is this clarifying the problem or agreeing? I'm happy to take that on. Is this suggesting a solution or offering to help? How about using a call center? Is this suggesting a solution or offering to help? What do you think? Well, I didn't give the answers, but you can pause and try to find the answers, and we are going to talk about them during the live lesson. How did you like this preparation? Did you get the ideas of the lesson? Do you think the conversation in the meeting was positive or was it toxic? Have you been to a toxic meeting? Have you been to a problem-solving meeting? Why don't you write in the comments? I hope you are part of a wonderful team of people that work together, finding solutions for the problems and having lots of fun while work. Well, see you in the live lesson. Bye-bye.